Spellbound, a new movie from Skydance Animation that isn't even out yet. Oh, Razor, you've gone too far this time, dumping on a movie that isn't even out yet? In this case, yes, because Skydance is just doing everything wrong with this particular case. I don't normally talk much about a movie before it comes out, as I do like to give any movie I plan to review the benefit of the doubt. Regardless of how a movie looks by its trailer, I do go see the movie to see just how good or bad it is myself. I thought Encanto wasn't going to be good, and I was pleasantly surprised. And I also thought Napoleon was gonna be good, and I was disappointingly surprised. So it could go either way. But when the trailer for Spellbound dropped just yesterday at the time of me recording this, I'm sorry, I just had to drop everything to make a video about how it was hyping up the creative visionary behind it. Remember that tomfoolery from the Luck movie that came out 2 years ago? It's honestly the only thing about that movie that I remember. Well, that and the unicorn wanting to fuck the dragon. That was another thing that happened that I wasn't happy about. So if you've seen the trailer for this movie, then you probably noticed all of the familiar movie titles that lit up the trailer. Toy Story and Cars. Oh, and don't forget about A Bug's Life. Oh, and Toy Story 2. And Cars 2! Don't forget Cars 2, everybody! And Toy Story 3! That one was nominated for Best Picture for some reason. Oh yeah, and I guess that hack that worked on Shrek was also involved in this movie. But what's one movie that basically defined the tone of animation throughout the 2000s when you have the creative visionary behind all those wonderful movies, including Cars 2? You know, the movie that tanked Pixar's reputation, is only the 13th highest grossing movie they've made, and set Pixar on a downward spiral throughout the entire 2010s? It is wild that they used that movie of all movies to hype up the creative visionary behind Spellbound. Side note, Vicky Jensen also directed Shark Tale, a movie that is arguably more beloved than Cars 2, thanks to a certain crab boy and his passion for it in his YouTube videos. It's just really funny to me how they used Cars 2 as a promotion for this movie, but not Shark Tale. Oh, but I guess that's because Shark Tale isn't from the creative visionary. Now, is it? Oh, but there's Toy Story 3, you know, the one nominated for Best Picture, which, as good as it was, definitely didn't deserve that. Yeah, except he didn't even direct that one. That was someone else. Someone who was far more talented and arguably contributed more to Pixar than the creative visionary behind Spellbound did. Oh, but speaking of the creative visionary behind all of those movies, let's not forget when they were the co-director of Shrek. I'm sorry, when did they work on Shrek? Weren't they too busy working on movies like Monsters Incorporated and Finding Nemo to work on Shrek? Also, wasn't Shrek a DreamWorks animation film, not a Pixar film? Who the fuck directed Shrek anyway? Andrew Adamson and Vicky Jensen. Well that's weird. Judging from the way this trailer was edited, it almost seems like they were hyping up the creative visionary as if they were the co-director of Shrek, not Vicky!
May his stinking, maggot-covered corpse rot in the fiery depths of hell.
The absolute disrespect that both this trailer and Skydance as a whole just committed towards Vicky is disgusting. And regardless of how you feel about the movies that she has made in the past, that's irrelevant. The fact that they virtually swept the name of the female director under the rug in exchange for hyping up the creative visionary who has had a long line of problematic behavior towards women is so insane to me. Like, the people at Skydance must think we're really stupid. They're not using their name for a reason, and it baffles me that they're actually trying this shit. Again! Remember when they tried to pull this shit with Luck? They really think they can just pull the wool over our eyes like we can't just do a simple Google search. It is insane to me how committed they are to this person. This person who did so many terrible things, admitted to said terrible things, and doesn't deserve to work in Hollywood ever again. And then, to just insult the other director by just lumping their credit next to the wall of accomplishments that the creative visionary has just really rubbed me off the wrong way. It's insulting, it's degrading, and it's just plain pathetic. Ugh. Below all of that, this movie just looks awful. The animation lacks polish. The main character looks like that one girl from The Croods 2 who was voiced by Rose from The Last Jedi. The story looks like it's just a far dumbed down version of Spirited Away. Oh, this girl's parents have just been turned into animals, and now this girl has to go on a journey through this magical wonderland in order to get them back. First, Luck was just a weaker Inside Out, and now we have a weaker Spirited Away. This person is literally just using the scraps of other animated movies to try and make their own. That is so fucking sad. Also, it's apparently a musical? I didn't get that fact at all from the trailer. Also, the music is being written by Alan Menken? Why? Dude, you're so much better than this. Come on. Ugh, that's all I really wanted to say for this short video. I just think it's embarrassing how far Skydance is going to insult their other filmmakers for the sake of blowing sunshine up one person's ass so much. It's ridiculous. I'll probably still watch this movie when it comes out and give it a fair review when I do, mainly because I do know there are truly talented and gifted people who work at Skydance Animation that don't deserve any of this. Don't send your hate to the animators or the voice actors or the writers who work at Skydance, okay? Save that kind of fun for the executives at Skydance, or more particularly, the creative visionary behind Spellbound and Skydance Animation. Can't escape from this feeling inside you. Release from heartache, you'll be fine. When the cracks start to let you run.